Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Zoe with Mom Doc Travels, and today I'm sharing our recent sailing aboard the MSC Meraviglia. We sailed with MSC for the first time out of Port Canaveral in December of 2022, and we want to share some of our tips and tricks for sailing with MSC.
Hi! We're here in Port Canaveral. We have the ship for the background. It is very pretty. And I love how blue it is. Yeah. Okay, I want to do, we're going on the MSC cruise.
One of the things to keep in mind when sailing on the Meraviglia is her size. The ship holds more than 5,000 passengers when at double occupancy. And as you can imagine, this can be quite a challenge on boarding day. MSC gave us an arrival time prior to embarkation of 11:30, and that was the time that we arrived at the cruise terminal. Now, this was a Christmas cruise, so it was definitely a lot busier during this time of year than maybe other times during the year, but we found that most people did not adhere to their boarding time, and this made for embarkation day to be quite chaotic. Once in the terminal, after passing through security, we were given a boarding tag with a group number on it, and they called 2 or 3 groups at a time. We arrived at about 11:30 and were assigned group number 31. Once they began calling group numbers, we boarded very quickly. That being said, a lot of people do complain about the embarkation process being quite a bit chaotic. So my tip would be to arrive to the port at your designated boarding time. I really do believe this will help streamline the embarkation process. When you first step foot on board the Meraviglia, you're immediately captivated by the longest LED dome at sea. MSC is known for its beautiful ship design and decor. The central heartbeat of the ship, known as the Galleria, is a 2-story high walkway crowned by the LED dome. And similar to Royal Caribbean's Royal Promenade, it spans more than 100 feet in length and includes the longest dome at sea. As you walk the Galleria, you will find an abundance of shops, bars, restaurants, and a gelato shop. The most remarkable thing about the Meraviglia, however, is the onboard chocolatier factory. You can use kiosks to create your very own custom candy bars and watch the chocolatiers make candy right before your very eyes. Not only do they custom create chocolate, there are other delicious desserts as well. One of the other things MSC Meraviglia is known for is its Swarovski crystal staircase. There are 2 sets of staircases that really just are breathtaking. It's such a beautiful place to get dressed up on formal night and take some pictures. On our sailing, everything in the atrium was decorated for Christmas. There were Christmas trees and lots of glitz and lights everywhere. The layout of the ship is very straightforward and I found very easy to navigate. Even my young children were able to find their way around by day 2 or day 3 of our sailing. However, the Meraviglia is a very large ship, so keep that in mind when booking and choosing your stateroom. You probably want to choose one that is considered more centrally located midship so as to minimize your walking from one end of the ship to the next. One of the things that I loved about the Meraviglia's layout is the pool deck. This ship has one of the largest central pool decks I have ever seen on any ship. You had very comfortable day beds flanking the pool on both sides. The depth of the pool was about 6 feet and very spacious. The pools are saltwater, but really enjoyable by anyone who wanted to swim. And the other benefit I found on this particular ship as compared to other cruise ships is that it's very easy to access the pool. There are 3 steps up into the pool and another 3 steps down, making it very easy for people with mobility issues or disabilities to be able to enter the pool very easily. After dropping off our items in our stateroom, we made our way up to deck 18 to check out the Kids Club. MSC has partnered with Legoland to bring kids of all ages lots of fun and excitement. They offer kids programming from ages 3 to 11 and teens programming from ages 12 to 17. The Sportsplex is also found on deck 18, which provides an array of activities and indoor fun, especially if there's inclement weather. My kids really love the fact that on MSC there were structured playtime and activities for parents to get involved as well. Pro tip, be sure to register your kids on embarkation day, as the Meraviglia does not have a digitized system for registering kids, and you'll need to go in person to sign all forms and waivers. Given that this was a Christmas cruise, the kids even did a song and dance parade out by the pool deck. Day 2 of our cruise. You can see some ships out there in the distance. It is still quite chilly. The sun is not fully up yet. It's very peaceful out here. One of our most favorite places on the entire cruise ship was the buffet, Marketplace Buffet, on deck 15. If you head to the very back of the buffet, you will find a large outdoor covered seating area with breathtaking views of the aft of the ship. Being able to sit out there and eat breakfast or lunch while watching the wake of the ship is so relaxing. So right now we're inside the bamboo pool area. This is considered the indoor solarium. It is not adults only. Kids are allowed in here, and it can get quite loud when it's very full. You have 2 hot tubs on this level, which is the lower level of the bamboo pool. There's one there, and there's another hot tub over here. If you'll notice, there is a second story to this, and up top there are yet another set of hot tubs, one on the left and one on the right. The top does have some games for kids and adults to play. There's foosball and ping pong, or table tennis, as some people may know it as. And the roof does open up. So on a day where it's warm or sunny, the roof will open and will allow for fresh air and sunshine. As part of the nightly entertainment, Robert decided to try his hand at a round of karaoke. Day 2, morning. The boat rocked a lot yesterday and last night. A lot of people got seasick. I'm out here because I want to have my coffee and just enjoy the sunrise. So we awoke Christmas Day to very rough seas. We had plans to go to Paradise Beach Club because we were docked in Cozumel and we didn't want the rain or the weather to ruin our plans. So we ate breakfast and disembarked the ship in hopes for better weather on the other side. Here we are, Christmas Day, Paradise Beach. We have the entire beach to ourselves. So it was not my first time to Paradise Beach. I had been there before, but I had never seen the beach this empty ever in my life. And of course it was because of the inclement weather. But that just meant we got top-notch service. We were not the only family there. There were ultimately about 3 other groups of people there with us. Very few people decided to swim. The weather, although rainy, was actually quite warm, and the ocean was very warm, but we still wanted to make the best of it. So we enjoyed the pool, which was heated and really quite lovely, and enjoyed very attentive service from our team of waiters. Because there were so few people there, we got top-line service and were treated like royalty. After leaving Cozumel, we headed back on board to get ready for dinner and our specialty show. Booked ahead of our sailing for only $7 per person per show, we reserved tickets for both Rock Circus and the Houdini show. Both were absolutely incredible. Even the youngest in our group, at only 7 years old, enjoyed it. The shows do come with one beverage. Alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks are available. MSC really does know how to entertain. Their entertainment was certainly not lacking. They had dance parties well into the wee hours of the night, which we enjoyed all throughout the ship. From Belize City, Belize. This is a tender port, which means we have to take the tender from our ship to the dock. Our stateroom was a balcony cabin on deck 8, and as you can see, our balcony directly overlooked the lifeboats between decks 7 and 8. This room was considered a partially obstructed view. However, we did not mind. We didn't really find that it blocked our view of the ocean all that much. And if you're traveling with children, I actually enjoyed the fact that there was an extra layer of safety, as the walking deck and track below was immediately beneath our stateroom. The Meraviglia has 3 main dining rooms that are all included with the cost of your cruise fare. We decided most mornings to head to the dining room called Waves, as this dining room was a lot less busy than heading upstairs to the buffet. Breakfast on board was always very delicious, although lunch and dinner was more hit or miss.
Hi, we're in the dining room called Waves. We are sitting at our table, and I had a cup of hot chocolate, and I had some orange juice. This used to be a croissant until I ate it. My mom had...
We're going to try to go get our wristbands for water slide and the aqua park.
Yeah, I want to do the water slide after you come back.
Let's see.
Going down.
Is there a deck 20? Yep, there's a deck 20. No, I've never been on 19. Oh my gosh, look at the stairs. They're so different.
So over here is the top 19 exclusive solarium. It's reserved for Aria guests, so that's a higher level tier. We booked
So cool.
Fantastica. And you have these kinds of screens,
The 600.
600. These screens to be able to book shows and things at nighttime. So this is the deck 19. Again, this is Aria guests only. Looks like. So we may not be able to get our wristbands right now if it's raining.
But it wasn't raining earlier.
It wasn't raining earlier. So we have been exploring the ship. This is deck 19. This is the Polar Aqua Park on the MSC Meraviglia. And we kind of, I guess, are in a back entrance because this is the end of the water slides. So it looks like there are two side-by-side slides. And we are at the end of those. We've got one that empties out here and another one that empties out right here. Nobody's on them because it's raining right now. We're in Belize City trying to tender to port, but because of the rain and the winds, no one's been able to do that. But it looks like the aqua park is open. So we're gonna keep walking and try to explore. Rainy today, that's probably why nobody's up here, but at least we can say we saw it. On a warmer, sunnier day, we'll come back up here and explore. But there is a funnel tube there.
Let's see how tall I am.
And there's the water slide general guidelines there.
There's some playing stuff.
Isabel, you're definitely tall enough to ride.
I'm at 58. I'm at 58. I'm right here.
There's a splash pad for kids. That's actually roped off right now. I'm guessing because we're in port. And there's smaller little splash pads. And then this is the ropes course. So you can see this is the area
I'm totally doing
for the ropes course.
I'm doing the ropes course, Mommy. I'm doing it.
So we'll come back on a day where it's not raining. Or maybe later today if it stops raining. We braved the cold, windy weather to get on a tender after several hours of waiting to be able to disembark the ship and get into Belize City, Belize. Belize is a beautiful country, but due to the bad weather, we did not book an excursion that day, and it worked out all for the best. Most excursions ended up being canceled anyway. So we ended up just walking the port with dozens of other cruise ship passengers. There were 2 other ships in port that day, so it was a very, very busy day in port. But we looked at lots of restaurants and some shopping, and after just a few hours, we ended up getting back on the ship. It is very easy to leave the cruise port area, but it's not advised, although the downtown area around the cruise ship did appear to be very safe and clean. We explored a little bit of downtown, but outside the cruise ship area, there really isn't a whole lot to offer you in Belize. So I would recommend booking an excursion either independently or through your cruise line to get the best bang for your buck. If we ever decide to go back to Belize City, we would most certainly book a tubing excursion. As we've heard, that is a lot of fun. Good morning from Costa Maya, Mexico. We have docked at about 8 a.m. this morning, and so far it's turned out to be a beautiful day. We've got excellent weather, thank God, coming off of a couple of days of wind and rain and a little chill. So here is Costa Maya behind me. Breakfast on the balcony. We are very fortunate that we have an extended balcony. So our balcony is twice the size, actually 2.5 times the size of a normal balcony. You'll see the people right above us have a very shallow deck, and ours is very large, which is nice. Although we have a little bit of an obstructed view with the lifeboats, I actually prefer this with the kids because it is an extra safety measure. But the girls have enjoyed some cereal and some breakfast pastries, orange juice, and they're having some hot chocolate. MSC booking system is a bit different than other cruise lines. They have 4 tiered systems, not including the Yacht Club, which is the highest, most exclusive tier. You have basic booking with Bella, mid-grade booking with Fantastica, or higher tier booking with Aria. Aria guests are afforded access to other areas on the ship that others cannot get access to. Our mid-grade Fantastica experience afforded us free room service for breakfast each day. Since we had such wonderful weather for this day, we decided before we disembarked in Costa Maya, we would check out the ropes course on the back of the ship on deck 19. This particular ropes course is really fantastic because it is kid-friendly as well as adult-friendly. Now, another tip would be before you head to the ropes course or even for the water park, stop here at the entrance to the Polar Aqua Park and sign up for your wristband. You'll need to check in at the desk, fill out a waiver, and then you'll get a wristband. That signifies to all MSC employees that you are cleared to ride the rides and do the activities on board. Another pro tip would be to head to the activities area of the ship as soon as they open. On this particular day of our sailing, activities started at 10 a.m. We got there at about 9:55 and we were first in line. The attendants actually told us that we were the first people of the entire cruise, that particular sailing, to be able to enjoy the activities. Due to the inclement weather, a lot of these activities had been closed. So if you want to avoid some of the longer lines later in the day, be sure to head there first.
Can you fall off this?
No, never. 100% unlikely to happen. Are you ready, ladies?
You ready?
Firstly, our first customers of the cruise.
Really?
With the weather.
Because of the weather.
You're kidding. We're the girls. You're the first one on this sailing to do this.
Yeah, but
How fun!
because of the weather.
Yeah. Well, thank God for some sunshine today.
Yes, it was slippery.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't forget to wear your sneakers. For this particular activity, you will need to wear closed-toed shoes. We heard of other people in the cruise being turned away because they had the improper footwear. So as you can see, the girls braved it and they did successfully make it the entire way around. They both said that it was quite intimidating from up above, but once they got the hang of it, it was really a lot of fun. The ropes course does have 2 parallel paths, so depending on what you're up to, or if you're up there with a friend or family member, you can actually do the course at the same time, paralleling each other or going in tandem. One of the really neat things about this particular ropes course is that because it's at the aft of the ship, you get really beautiful wake views, as well as views of the water park. This ropes course does traverse over many different aspects of the water park, including the splash pool, and gets you really beautiful views from high up. After completing the ropes course, we disembarked the ship in Costa Maya, Mexico. This was our first time in Costa Maya, and I have to say I really did enjoy this particular cruise port. Now, it is quite a lengthy walk from where the ships dock to actually getting onto the mainland, but if you are limited in mobility or you have any special needs, there were people for hire that you could use to help shuttle you down to the main shopping area. Right when you get through the main shopping area, you'll see that there were special performers. I think they're called radio flyers. It was a really neat thing for us to see the native Mexican people performing their show. This is completely complimentary, but some people did choose to leave a tip at the end of their show. The immediate port inside Costa Maya is very busy. It's a lot of hustle and bustle, but one of the things I appreciated is there were lots of shops and a few restaurants, and definitely areas for you to pick up any little sundries or essential items that you may have forgotten. It's a great place to pick up things like sunscreen or certain over-the-counter medications. There's a large, expansive pool area that is free of charge to use, with lots of sun loungers flanking the pool. The one thing that we noticed is that the restaurants nearby did want you to purchase a minimum of, I believe, $17 worth of food and drink in order to utilize the lounge chairs adjacent to the pool for the day. We really wanted to check out the local beaches in the area, so if you make your way traversing through all of the shops in that immediate cruise port area, you'll come to a taxi stand, and for a very nominal fee, I think we paid $4 per person, we were able to take a cab to Mahahual Beach, which was a nearby beach, only about a 10-minute cab ride. and the water was absolutely beautiful. The girls really enjoyed playing in the sand and taking in all of the sunshine. There were lots of restaurants and little shops lining the beach, so have no fear if you don't pack snacks. There are plenty of places to grab a bite and a drink right on the ocean front.
Isabel, what are you doing?
I'm making like a foot massager for Michaela.
So nice of you.
So she's next here, but I don't want to. But I'm trying to make it clear because she said she doesn't. And the water comes.
After a full day of fun in the sun, we wrapped up and went back on board the ship for dinner and nightly entertainment. So MSC really did save the best for last. We woke up on the last morning of our cruise at MSC's private island known as Ocean Key Marine Reserve. It is an absolutely beautiful island, but very quiet and peaceful when you compare it to a lot of the other private islands that are frequented by all the other major cruise lines. It is a stark contrast from Royal Caribbean's private island, Coco Key. Their island is a lot of hustle and bustle, pools, music. This Ocean Key Marine Reserve is much more of a laid-back vibe, which is really a breath of fresh air. One of the things that struck me the most when stepping foot off of the Meraviglia and onto Ocean Key for the very first time is just how beautiful and pristine the island is. MSC only started docking at this private island about 4.5 years ago, but in that time, they've done a lot to help develop the island and make it warm and welcoming for all its guests. Straight ahead, you'll notice a teal-colored building. That is the information desk. That is where you can stop to get lots of information about the island itself, including taking a picture with your phone of the island map. This makes it easier for everyone to navigate the island, knowing which beaches you can go to. On our sailing, not all beaches were open to cruise guests. As we walked the island, we noticed there were lots of opportunities for shops and a few restaurants along the way. There's an ice cream stand for an additional fee, a nominal fee. You can get a couple scoops of ice cream. One thing we cannot ignore in this vlog and review is MSC's reputation for terrible food. Now, in our experience, the food on this cruise was very hit or miss. We had some meals in the main dining room for dinner that were absolutely outstanding, and other meals that really missed the mark. To be honest, we found that the service on board the Meraviglia mirrored the food. Some of the crew were absolutely wonderful, whereas others definitely seemed stressed out and overworked. The food at Seeker's Buffet on Ocean Key was by far the best meal we had had the entire sailing. It was freshly prepared, really flavorful, and definitely hit the spot after spending a long day at the beach. During our sailing, we did dine at one specialty restaurant called Ola Cantina, the Mexican Grill, and we found that food and service there to be absolutely outstanding. It was really delicious, very freshly prepared, and the portions were huge. As most Bahamian islands are, Ocean Key is very flat, and so it makes the island quite walkable. But if you have limited mobility or a disability and require the assistance of transportation, there are plenty of golf carts to take you from one point of the island to the next. Just look out for the golf cart stops. Of note, the golf carts do share the same walkway as most guests, so you will have to stand to the side when they honk their way to pass you by.
That's Seeker's food court. That's the buffet.
We spent the day at Lighthouse Beach. Yes, we had to scramble there early to get chairs and shade, but it was well worth it. We were able to take in magnificent views of the ship, and for a nominal fee, you can take the steps to the top of the lighthouse for beautiful, breathtaking views of the entire island. One of the unique things about MSC that sets them apart from other cruise lines is many of their itineraries offer a 2-day stop at Ocean Key, often allowing their cruise ship to dock overnight. What makes this great is that guests can stay on the island as late as 11 p.m. at night. Many of those sailings offer late night beach parties and dance parties and even late night food. So definitely check that out if you're interested in doing 2 days in the Bahamas or just really want to see what it's like to party at night on the beach. Our sailing didn't offer that, but we'll definitely consider that the next time we sail with MSC. So the question I keep getting is, would I sail with MSC again? And my answer is absolutely. We thoroughly enjoyed our Christmas cruise, and you can't beat the value that MSC offers. If you're looking for a great, affordable, family-friendly, fun cruise vacation, definitely consider MSC Cruise Line. Thanks for joining us on this wonderful Christmas cruise vlog. Definitely be sure to click like and subscribe.